Peace, fam. Peace. Welcome back. It's your boy again. He going live. Talking about some gut health, guys. I got some questions dealing with gut health earlier this morning. Again, instead of getting feedback to you within the discussion, I'm gonna use some of these live opportunities to educate you guys on certain things that you asked me. Also, guys, I have a ton of videos that are already up and ready for you to go and answer those questions. All you have to do is search the library, guys. A lot of you guys haven't searched my library. I have probably 300 to 400 videos, I think maybe 200, but the videos cover a ton of different things. So a lot of the things that you're asking me, for those of you who are new, are in videos that are already up and moving, guys. But today we want to deal with that gut health real quick. We want to deal with some gut health and what you can do if you're dealing with gut system, as I do. You know what I mean? I have gut issues. For those of you who are, again, regulars, you know for sure that that's the case. Give me a shout out if you're in the house, guys. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up and give me a shout out. Let me know you're in the house. Again, if you have any questions, please ask me the questions. If I can answer it, I will. If I can, I won't. It is what it is, all right? So basically, guys, when you're dealing with that gut health, we're dealing with ginger. That's one of the spices slash herbs that you utilize to try to help to calm that system down, try to help to keep it nausea at bay. It's antimicrobial, so it got many things going on. What's up, Miss Earth Wildfire? I like that name right there. That's cool. What's going on with you today? How you feeling? What was the stimulus behind the name Miss Earth Wildfire? What prompted you to use that name? I like it. Yeah, so also turmeric, guys. If you're dealing with some things, turmeric can help relieve some of the bloating, and it also helps with the liver supporting. It's antimicrobial as well, and it's a powerful anti-inflammatory. So that's something else. Also, guys, fennel. If you're not familiar with fennel, that's spelled Fennel. It also can help relieve bloating, stimulate appetite, stimulate the liver to produce certain things. It's good. Oh, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Yeah. All right, Miss Earth, Wind, and Fire. You back in the day. I feel you on that. My mom used to listen to that a lot when I was growing up. Yeah, so fennel as well, guys. Many people think or jump on the bandwagon. Again, when you come into the house, guys, go ahead and give the thumbs up. Go ahead and give a shout out. Don't be afraid. Come on and jump in. Let's get this chat lively. It don't matter how many we get in here, but if we got a lively chat, we can definitely get some information out. We can have a little bit of fun. Again, I'm dealing with, for those who just joined, I'm dealing with the gut health issues right now, guys. As far as some spices, I had a client, not a client, I had one of the family members to hit me up and ask me about that in a discussion in the comment section. And again, I have many videos that have many different things dealing with gut health. A lot of people are sold on the probiotic as if that's going to be the end all be all. That's not the case. You understand what I'm saying? What's up, Crystal? What's up, Crystal Branch? It's good with you. Where you from, guys? Miss Earth, Wind, and Fire, where you from? Get a shout out to your city. Same to you, Crystal. Also, guys, we're dealing with cinnamon as well. As you know, cinnamon is also acts as a it almost acts as insulin does within the body. All right, Chicago in the house. Is it how it's feeling in Chicago? Is it cold up there yet? Down here in North Carolina, we're reaching 100 degrees on October the 3rd. Never seen anything like this down here. And they say global warming is not real. What's up, Indianapolis? How are you guys weather? Chicago and Indianapolis. How's it going down there? Up there. So again, cinnamon, guys, when you're dealing with some digestive issues, cinnamon should be something that can help stimulate appetite and circulation. It's antiviral, antimicrobial, and fungal. Helps reduce blood sugar, as I was trying to intimate that it acts as if insulin does when it comes to opening up the cell and allowing blood to enter the cell, allowing that sugar to enter into the cell so the blood can utilize it. All right. Also, it helps with ulcer causing helicobacter. I can't pronounce that, so we're gonna leave that alone. All right. What's up? It's 80 through 90. Okay, I feel you. What's up, Valita? I see I catch you everywhere. Man, you must be on the same schedule, Valita. V, we on the same schedule. Also, rosemary, guys. Rosemary is something that can be beneficial to the body when it comes to digestion. Also, peppermint, because it said it has antispasmodic, cooling, and antimicrobial properties. Also, dill. If you guys are not familiar with the dill, what's up? What's up? What's up, Style by Bar? That's your is that the page? Do you have a page? YouTube page? I mean, obviously you have a YouTube page, but do you do anything on that? Because I give you a big shout out and come support you. All right, Stephanie, cool. We'll do that. What's up, love? All things pink. How Monte from Virginia. Virginia in the house. Hope you are having a good day. I am. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel you on the Sharon channel. Talked to Sharon. Well, tested Sharon this morning. She seemed to be doing all right. Like I said, down here in North Carolina, it's 100. It's supposed to be like 100 degrees where I'm at. It's ridiculous, but it's something that we got to deal with. We're talking about gut health right now, guys. We're dealing with some of that gut health. Any questions that you may have, please feel free to ask them. You know what I mean? Also, I want to see what you guys think about the Texas cop, the young lady that got sentenced for the murder of the brother, and his brother giving her a big hug on the at the trial. I myself, you know what I mean, I don't have no problem with it as far as him hugging her. Because obviously, in my opinion, if he chose to go and hug her, he really don't think that she intentionally killed his brother. You know what I mean? That's just my thought process. You know what I mean? Not enough time for the crime. That was Brandon Mason said. Yeah. It's 90 degrees in Texas. Yeah, it stay hot down there in Texas. V, you said he did it for him. I heard that's what he said. Or that's what you think. I don't understand that. I don't understand that, Validia. I don't understand that concept. The man is gone, so why would he do it for her? For him? Again, like I said, I didn't follow that case as close as I probably should have. But I'm again, my concern is this: that we immediately jump to a very angry response without knowing things. That's me personally. So since I didn't study it and follow it, I can't be 100% sure of that lady's attention when she killed that young man. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that her intentions were not evil. I don't know. I didn't study the case enough to come to that conclusion. You know what I mean? Yeah, what's up, JD? What's up, fam? Again, guys, we're dealing with this gut issue today, guys. Many of you guys are buying probiotics or things of that nature, and you're thinking that that's going to be the key to curing what it is that you're dealing with your gut issues. As I'm experiencing my own gut issues and have progressively experienced it, and it has progressively gotten worse when it comes to certain foods, the best thing for me is to avoid and identify those things that give me issues. Again, like hidden ingredients like yeast, like sugar alcohols, like some of the pasting type things that help keep the food together. Those things can play havoc on a gut that has already been traumatized. So probiotics in and of themselves don't always make the situation better. And also, it said with the probiotics, you need to also be feeding the gut prebiotics. And the best way to go about doing this, guys, is really to engage in certain foods Also certain herbs that automatically have the pro and the prebiotics as part of its properties. You know what I mean? Like we was talking about last night. Let me look at some of my peeps and make sure I get them all up in here. All right, what's up, Elizabeth? I see you. What's going on? All right, Vanessa Prince, what's going on? From Oakland, Cal. How it feel out there in Oakland? Okay, Miss Earth, Wind, and Fire said she think he did it for himself in order to move forward instead of living with hate. This is in response to the brother of the guy. I can't pronounce his name. I think it's Gene Botham, something to that nature, who was murdered in his own apartment. I said I was just asking questions about that. Again, I didn't follow it close enough for me to make a clear-cut decision as to what her intent was when she ended up killing that man. If she understood that she was in the wrong house, if it was her intention just to go to that man's house and kill him outright, you know what I mean? The whys and why would she do that? I didn't study and follow the case long enough to come to that right there. You know what I mean? All right, guys, everybody who's in the house, make sure you hit the thumbs up button as well, guys, so we can circulate this. So again, guys, let's review this real quick with the gut health, and then we're going to move on to some more topics. Again, guys, a lot of us become fanatics in what it is that we believe and what it is that we think we know. And that's an issue, guys. Fanaticism is never good when, and especially when it's not really rooted in that which is natural, guys. A belief is a belief. All right. We got to get to that point and understanding that belief systems that run this world, whether it's traditional, cultural, social, particular areas of the earth that have different cultural belief, different cultural traditions, all these things, again, are driven by men. And nothing is wrong with things being driven by men because that's how we communicate. That's how we build and that's how we grow as men and women, not just men. So let's make that clear. Men and women, we build and we grow, but we come into an environment that is already established for us when it comes to the culture that we usually accept based off where we've been born, based off what language we speak, based off what those individuals before us put forth as a way to go in order to establish a society. This doesn't mean that that's the only way, guys. So a lot of us get caught up in traditions, cultural beliefs, cultural practices that may be beneficial for you, but not really necessarily beneficial for other individuals who come from another cultural tradition and practice. So again, it's subjective, guys. You can't be thinking that you're the only one on this earth. Again, like Americans as a whole, we feel and think for some reason that our way is the way. Says who? Just because we got a powerful military, just because we have millions of people who have a ton of money, we got millions of people who are dead, broke, and homeless at the same time. So what makes our way the way? You know what I mean? You have to be willing to study other cultural practices in order to get an understanding. That doesn't mean you have to practice what they practice, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're wrong and you're right. You know what I mean? So I really can't get with that. So she was sexting while she was in a. So she did end up in the wrong apartment. That's what you're trying to say, Styles Barberry. Stephanie, you said she needed to get off the phone while sexting to realize what apartment she was entering. Oh, say okay. So according to you, Stephanie, she didn't intentionally go to that man's apartment to kill him. Yeah. Love all things pink. I've been researching it. I've been deep in the research of the herbs only a short period of time, about 8 months, really digging in and researching the herbs and getting an understanding of those things. But I've been transitioning from the standard lifestyle that most of us in America inclined to when it comes to feeding ourselves and what is what. You know what I mean? I came to a realization, and things started to click for me as far as the things that we've been taught that are natural are not necessarily natural. We just able to do those things. It's my position. I don't think that the human biology was designed to be as diseased as it is at this point in our history. You understand what I'm saying? In order to believe that cancer and all the autoimmune diseases and all the other things are what they are for, because we are inclined to get these diseases just by living on earth, I disagree with that approach. I feel that we've been living an alternative lifestyle that was given to us by those individuals who don't understand nature, and that we have allowed technology, which is a gift and can be a curse, to push us in things and allow us to do things that are detrimental to our longevity. You know what I mean? And the more and more I started to see and understand that, the more and more I started to research that which is natural. People get spooked out by herbs and things of that nature and think that there is something magical. What it is it's natural food for the body. It just has antimicrobial, antiviral, antioxidant. You know what I mean? It has nutrients, minerals, and all those other things that the body needs, but are natural. You understand what I'm saying? Coming from a natural source. Those other things that we've engaged in are not natural. And I said this last night. Yeah, I just was saying that, Christy. I think you might have came in late, but the herbs, some of the herbs that are good and some of the spices that are good for the digestive system are ginger, turmeric, fennel, caraway, cinnamon, garlic. I'm not a really big fan of garlic because it's a back and forth debate about whether garlic in the long run is damaging to the body. So rosemary, peppermint, say dill, allspice. Myself, I utilize more of avoid those things that I know are giving me issues with my digestive system. Many of us could avoid the digestive issues that we're having if we learn to listen to our body when we consume certain things. And also certain things that are common in foods that are not necessarily food, natural food, causes the body to have a ton of digestive issues. Like I said, yeast, sugar, alcohols, gluten, of course, that's from the wheat. What else? It's a lot of, like, you'll see some things with some names that you cannot pronounce. More than likely, that may bother any individual who has digestive issues. All right. So again, a ton of the herbs that are good for digestion. You can have chlorella. That's a good herb. Oregano, excuse me. Oregano, as well as dandelion, milk thistle. So what you'll find with the herbs, guys, is that the herbs have overlapping qualities. Like they have some things that are specific, but most herbs have overlapping qualities that allow them to do similar things to the body because they're food for the body. They're not magical. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying when it comes down to that. Yeah, a lot of things have horrible flavors as far as the herbs are concerned. If you ever are dealing with any type of, say if you have herpes simplex 1 or 2, that cat's claw is a great herb at helping to knock out those outbreaks. And actually it's said to help to cure the herpes. Many individuals believe that herpes cannot be cured. Others believe that herpes can be cured if the body is in the right state and you're feeding the body the right amount of herbs, the right amount of antimicrobial, antiviral type herbs that have those properties. You know what I mean? What's up, Sandra? No doubt about it. Please hit that thumb. Well, everybody's hit that thumbs up, so that's good. So again, guys, we're dealing with gut issues. Also, we was dealing with the Amber Geiger situation. Also dealing with, again, the miseducation that most of us are under. Many of us are miseducated, even though we are educated. I call it being educated into ignorance. You know what I mean? Ignorance is only something in a sense that you don't know. And many of us don't know because we've been taught to know wrong things. You know what I mean? So the research is definitely something that you have to do yourself. You can't just hand your life over to somebody else because they have a degree and a doctor or even a herbalist or anybody else. Once you get the information, then it's incumbent upon you to go and research the information and dig as deep as you can. But again, we got to get away from these fairy tale type of ideas that we are stuck with. You know what I mean? So I feel as if my blood pressure is doing better. I haven't taken it today, but I've resorted into utilizing the cayenne pepper. I'm doing a pill every 3 hours. So I have a pill maker, and I'm taking in the cayenne pepper because it helps to relax the vascular system, allowing the blood to flow freely. So I'm utilizing that because the other methods that I was using to lower my blood pressure were not working. The herbal ways, some of the herbs. So again, with anything else, like I was telling you guys last night, those of you who was on the feed, anything else, anything that you're dealing with, you may have to find the right combination in order to make that work for you when you're dealing with healing yourself with herbs. Doesn't mean that everything is going to work for everybody at the same rate or even work. So you have to be willing to try to figure it out. You want to do it respectfully. You want to do it in a way that is as safe as you can do it. You understand what I'm saying? So that's something that you have to realize. So I deal with high blood pressure because I have several things going on. The body has been attacked, and I've worked to destroy this body at a young age. So now I'm repairing the body, and the body is taking its time trying to heal itself. But I'm putting it in the best position to heal itself that I can at this moment, the natural way. So that's why I'm going like that. What's up, Cleveland? What's up, Debbie? I see you. What's going on? Yep. I'm gonna get to some of these questions real quick. Yeah, Brandon say, what are your thoughts on alkaline the body? Yeah, alkalinity is good, but the body is acid and alkaline. It's not just one thing. You know what I mean? Basically, they're saying that the body like to be in a short window of range, 7.3 to 7.5, I believe. Like 7.3 and below is considered acid, 7.5 and above is considered alkaline. So it says the body wants to be in between 7.3 and 7.5. So that's a short window. So obviously it's saying that the body doesn't want to be too alkaline and the body doesn't want to be too acidic. We know that acidity does cause main and major issues to the body, but I've heard that the over alkalinized body could also be dangerous. And according to, if they are correct, the body loves to operate within the window of 7.3 and 7.5. 7.5 and better being alkaline, 7.3 and below being acid. Then you have a short window. So basically, the body is trying to balance out the two. The thing is that we have a acid body because of the things that we consume and the lifestyle that we've been introduced into when it comes to feeding ourselves, drinking things, and as well as all the toxins that are in our environment. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, what's up, Simple and Natural? At the end of the day, that's what we're dealing with. Like, again, we become fanatics. Like, some people think that, and I love Dr. Sabi, and I follow Dr. Sabi, and I actually take and bought some of his herbs as well. And a lot of the information I got is from Dr. Sabi. But at the end of the day, no one individual is equipped with all the answers. You know what I mean? And when you living in a non-natural environment as we live in, then certain herbs that Dr. Sabi doesn't really he doesn't utilize or he didn't sign off on, other herbalists are signing off on, based on the fact that you have to understand that we're dealing in an unnatural environment. So certain things may have to be introduced that may not be natural herbs, so to speak. Because Dr. Sabi was big on only using herbs that are natural. You know what I mean? Other herbs, he say, are a combination of things that have been hybridized, so to speak. So other herbalists utilize those things, such as like turmeric. Dr. Sabi is not a fan of turmeric, but turmeric has been given rave review by many, many others because of its ability to uh, calm the body down, the inflammation in the body. So that's a good thing. You feel what I'm saying? That's basically what it is. So again, there's no one thing in doing what it is that you need to do in order to produce the results that you need to produce. You understand what I'm saying? Also, we got to understand that, again, you want to stop doing certain things, so you need to understand your body. That's the thing. We've become lazy, guys. We think that, you know what I mean, we're not going to have to do or research and understand and listen to the body as to what the body needs. And when we become like that, we subject ourselves to being continuously falling into disease because we're consuming certain things that are continually going to cause to incline to disease within the body. And all of us are different, guys. Like I was saying before, this is the breakdown that I've come to. And again, it may not be right and exact, and I may be right and exact, but this is what my thought process is. Like for those individuals who I think that each race of people, each people that initially pretty much came out of a certain environment as far as climate is concerned, are inclined to certain eating patterns that their bodies will adjust to and be able to handle better than other individuals who come from an ancestral point of view from one part of the earth in a different climate. Europeans are more inclined to be able to eat meat. My thought process on meat is that meat is not natural for the human physiology. But coming from the climatic environment of Europe, where it is cold and it's not friendly to the growth of vegetables and fruits year round, those who migrated into Europe and century after century, they remained in Europe. They had to develop a way to kill food in order to eat food in order to stay alive. So they had to engage in the killing of animals. This is my thought process. Again, you may not understand it or you may disagree, which is cool. But this allowed them to be able to deal with the consumption of meat better than, I say, those of us who are African and African ancestry. You understand what I'm saying? Because we basically grew up in an environment that was, climatically speaking, able to produce food, natural food year round without the need to go out and kill X, Y, Z. Now, again, as you spread across Africa, you may run into issues, but we're talking about the cradle of civilization, in my opinion. You feel what I'm saying? So all of us being grown and brought up in America as a mix of all different races and eating the same European standard American diet, most of us who are African are going to suffer more than those who are not. Because ancestrally speaking, we're not designed to consume animal, meat, dairy, etc. Now, some of us are able to do that and not have real issues, but most of us are going to have issues, and our issues are going to be greater than any other race that engages in the same thing. So the numbers bear out for themselves, guys. That's why we lead in every category that is negative when it comes to health. We lead in every category that is negative. Now, is that just happening for just the sake that we just eating wrong? It's not just the fact that we're eating wrong, but we're eating things that are gonna destroy our system quicker than it would the other individuals because of our ancestral DNA. So that's my thought on that. Yeah, Lemon, I believe you, but everywhere in the world is eating a diet that is not natural. That's what I'm telling you. Everywhere in the world is exposed to toxicity, exposed to unnatural chemicals, exposed to X, Y, Z. But Europe and other countries are making attempts of eliminating GMO foods and all those other things. You understand what I'm saying? The fact of the matter is that many of you will resist the fact that Again, the food that you have claimed to be food is not food. Anything that has to be altered in order to be consumed is not natural for the human physiology. I said that last night. I keep repeating it because it's clear as day. Why would you have to alter something in order to consume it? Just because technology has allowed us to do these things doesn't mean these things are natural. So a lot of you fight back because you've been brought up on unnatural beliefs. You've been brought up on unnatural practices, and those unnatural practices lead to disease. You vaccinate the kids are getting vaccinated, but yet the vaccine companies can't be sued if that vaccine causes or tends to lead to autism. As we see with a bunch of kids now, you're seeing a growth in autism spectrum type diseases or mental things that's going on. You think that this just is happening because society is just getting older, because every day we're on the earth, meaning that it's another day that's we're being on the earth as far as society as a whole being older. Nah, that's foolishness. It's these unnatural things that we're doing in order to be able to do certain things that we want to do. Also, individuals are being born and we're not breastfeeding children. I wasn't a breastfed child. I understand some people didn't have the ability to do so. But at the end of the day, if you're not breastfed, then you already starting out in a diminished state of being, because that is the first food, that is the natural food for the baby. That is the necessary food for the baby. Nothing out there can mimic that and get a baby what it needs. But yet, we think that these things are just happening. You know what I mean? Kids today are getting a ton of different vaccinations. You know what I mean? Also, when you're dealing with the parents, you're dealing with breastfeeding, and you're not even like breastfeeding your child. Also, there's a bonding aspect of the child being secure, being locked not only to the breastfeeding, but being held in that position, being close to the parent. So now you see, you know what I mean, a ton of individuals that have no regard for parents, no regard for X, Y, and Z. I'm not saying that's the only case, but the bonding and all that other stuff is not there because we're doing things unnaturally because we can do it. And in this fast-paced society, we are doing those things. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, that's limit. That's your opinion. Race has everything to do with it. You can't get if you are a white individual, you're not gonna get sickle cell anemia. Why is that a disease that is only specific to black people? You understand what I'm saying? So race has everything to do with everything. We are not the same across the board. Individually, we're not the same. As a race of people, we're not the same. This is the reason why so many individuals are so lost, because they want to take away the difference of individuals, because people have abused differences. There's nothing wrong with being different. We are different. We are different biologically. Subtle differences, physiologically subtle differences, chemically subtle differences, not only as individuals, but as race of people as well. This is why you see difference in color. We are different. Those who are lighter lack melanin. They lack the content of melanin that the body has because they are slightly different. If we was all the same, we would be all the same. So let's get away from that foolishness, Lemmy. This idea that it's only one, yeah, it is only one human race with a ton of different expressions, a ton of different expressions. If we were all the same, we would look all the same, we would have all the same abilities as people. Again, people have abused differences. Therefore, some of you individuals want to eliminate the fact that we are different. We are different. That doesn't make an individual better, but that makes us different and unique. We're different and unique as people, as individuals, as sets. You understand what I'm saying? Like individuals want to do away with gender, as if the male and female are not different. We are different. Nothing wrong with us being different, but it's a fact we are different. And we're different for a unique and very necessary reason. So let's get away with that foolishness, guys. I really don't know too much about the blood type diet. I can't pronounce the name, but Love's Life. I'm gonna say FF. Ain't no doubt about it. That's what I'm saying. When diet is concerned, yes, you should eat natural food. But what I'm telling you is more individuals are more inclined to become susceptible to certain types of diet based off their ancestral environment, climatical environment that their particular race has evolved over many, many thousands of years. The fact of the matter is, Asians are more inclined to be able to deal with the consumption of rice. Guys, again, so if I go out, that means that they just trying to put me out of there or something. They tripping. What's up, Fifi? I got you. What George, you say the only thing we are the same is when it comes to blood donation. I don't know what to say about that one, George. You may be direct, true in that, but again, we are different. There's nothing wrong with us being different, guys. We got to get away from this foolishness. You trying to do away with gender? You want everybody to be just nothing? It's just foolish. You know what I mean? You can't allow people who have abused our difference to dominate the expression of the human being. Because of those who came out of Europe were conquerors, and they came out and they came with the idea of destruction and making people succumb to them and using the difference of those people to justify their evil activity. Doesn't mean that you and I, who are intelligent, try to do away with the differences of people, do away with the differences of sex. It makes no sense at all. We become kind of backwards, and we allow other individuals that are not thinking right, that have what I call a sort of neurosis of the mind, dictate to us what should be going on just because of their evil behavior. So we are overreacting and we're going backwards. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to look and get beyond that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, guys, we are different. We are different, and we're gonna be different until we understand this. We're gonna continue to suffer. free tomorrow, Monte. Yes. No, it's not about, you know what I mean. Again, it's not about that. It's about not just going along with the flow of things and then reacting in a overreaction. You understand what I'm saying? This causes a lot of unnecessary confusion. You understand what I'm saying? Just like individuals want to start to bash masculinity as if masculinity is an issue. It is not the fact that an individual is masculine that causes that individual to do evil things. It's because that individual has a neurosis of the mind. Whether that individual is masculine or feminine, the neurosis of the mind can cause an individual to do any type of evil activity. You have women these days that are killing, that are doing things that are very detrimental to human life, to things. They're not masculine. They're feminine. A lot of feminine women kill, abuse, etc. You understand what I'm saying? So if a behavior is dictated because of a natural position of masculinity or femininity, then that's an issue. But that's not the case. These individuals have mental issues. Just because individuals can function in a society and be productive in a society and do things and get wealthy or become well educated, etc., that doesn't mean that those individuals are not sick in the head. That doesn't mean it happens all the time. You see doctors being accused of some heinous crimes. You understand what I'm saying? And with that being said, guys, I don't automatically believe that everybody that's charged with something is actually guilty of it. I got to wait and see what's going on because I don't trust the justice system. I've been a part of the justice system. I've done time, etc. Now, I was guilty for what it was that I was doing as far as hustling. I was guilty. I'm not going to say that. But again, the portrayal of me as an individual by the DA that didn't know me was a total exaggeration and a total attempt to just get a conviction. It had nothing to do with It had very little to do with the actual selling of drugs. It was more or less the getting of a conviction. You understand what I'm saying? So again, I don't always do that. I just explained that limit, Fergie. We are different. We're biologically, we're physiologically, we're different as races. We're different as individuals. The fact of the matter is, if we weren't different, we will all look the same. That's the simple explanation. The more complex explanation comes down to genetic ancestry, climatical environment in which we were, again, over centuries, ancestrally speaking, we come from those people. So therefore, the climatic environment in which they grew up in over centuries has a profound effect on the human body, biologically, physiologically, and anatomically. We are all similar. We are all humans, but we are all different as individuals and as races. There's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't make one race superior in terms of they just superior. It does make some races more dominant when it comes to gene expression. That's a fact. You have recessive genes, you have dominant genes, and you have certain races that are dominant in across the board, or a certain race in that sense. But inferior or superior doesn't come from the fact of gene domination. It comes from the use of the mind. It comes from the use of the spirit and a higher self. That's what makes an individual do things that would be considered more superior. No individual is superior just because they're born of a certain race. So let's make that clear. But the attempt, what's up? What's up, Prince? Los Angeles. I got to come out there to Los Angeles. Yeah, no doubt about it, Joss. All you got to do is look in the statistics in the medical fields. They know that certain races are inclined to certain diseases because of their race. Again, all these individuals who want to go out and just eliminate race, just want to be all just one people with no differences. Again, you overreacting to in the wrong way to some evil done from individuals who decided that they were going to use differences as a means to destroy, kill, and conquer individuals. You don't think, guys. You got to think. If you're coming at me, you're going to have to think, guys. You got to think. You got to think beyond that little box that you may be sitting in and get on up out of it. These individuals that have taught you, these individuals that guide you, these individuals that send us the things that they want us to see and hear, if we don't challenge and question those things, then we're going to be misled all the way. You understand what I'm saying? So we are different. No problem about us being different. Again, I deal with individuals based off their character, not based off their race, even though I understand that we are different. And for those of us who are African Americans, we are in a identity crisis, so to speak, or any people that come from a slave society. I want you to hear me out before you get emotional, family. Any people that come from a slave society, a society where it is chattel slavery, where their name, their culture, their God, their religion, their eating, their customs are all ripped from them. They are now a different people in a sense, culturally speaking, on the planet because they're not tied to their ancestral roots and customs. I'm speaking specifically of the African American. We know nothing really of our culture in Africa because that was ripped from us. You understand what I'm saying? So I say this, and many of you may disagree, but it's a fact. We are more European when it comes to culture than we are African. So we have African ancestry, but culturally, we're more in line with the Europeans because we speak English. That's the European language. We know no other language unless we learn another language, but yet that's not our original language. Again, the customs of the food, the custom of the eating, the custom of the wearing of clothes, the custom of how we view God, do religion, all types of things are really dominated and passed down to the African American from the European uh, cultural experience that we have been brought up under. Again, we may have some different things that we branch out and do out of that cultural experience, but at the end of the day, the reason why I'm here speaking to you in English is because I know nothing of my ancestral language, etc. You know what I mean? So that makes even the African American even uniquer individual, because again, African ancestry is his innate being, but culturally speaking, he's coming up through a European cultural concept. You know what I mean? So with the probiotics, guys, again, that I didn't do well on probiotics, me personally. I didn't really see a big change in my digestive system and issues. So probiotics, if you are going to get a probiotic, I would go to Whole Foods and get one that has the they say the ones that have the higher amount of bacteria, probiotic bacteria in it, 30 to 50,000 or something, maybe even more, million per part. You want to get the highest one if that's the case. Again, for me, the probiotics didn't do it. I had to do something different, you know what I'm saying, in order to get mine going. But at the end of the day, it's going to be more or less stop eating certain foods that you are eating. If you're dealing with a lot of things, again, I would jump back and step back from certain things and then go in another direction as far as certain foods are concerned. Add probiotics, add prebiotics. But again, there are other things that you can do for gut health. And I repeat those again for those who came in late. We're dealing with gut. That was the initial thing that we're dealing with. Ginger, turmeric, all these things are good for the gut because of their antiviral, antimicrobial, antifungal properties. Fennel, caraway. I'm not familiar with that caraway. Cinnamon. They say garlic. Again, I'm not a big fan of garlic because I don't know know that it's not detrimental in the long run. Dr. Sebi is against garlic, but other individuals are for garlic that I study. Peppermint, dill, allspice, those just a few. You know what I mean? Of course, you can get the chlorella, you can get the oregano, you can get the burdock root. All those things have a ton of vitamins and minerals, and some of them have a lot of the antimicrobial things. If you're dealing with candida, yeast overgrowth, then one thing that is pretty good for that is the black charcoal, the activated charcoal, as well as the black walnut. I can't do the black walnut because I have issues with tree nuts and things of that nature. Yeah, so again, that the pushing of that probiotic may not be the best thing. Brandy Mason said turmeric or black seed oil, which is the better? Well, my experience with black seed oil, I didn't have a great result when it came to dealing with my digestive issues. You understand what I'm saying? So I really didn't take it much longer than a few weeks because it was not doing anything as it regards my digestive system that I could immediately detect. Turmeric, again, it's not about which is better when it comes down to certain things. When you're dealing with natural things, it's about finding that which is gonna work for your system. What may be better for you may not be better for the other individual. You understand what I'm saying? So again, I don't necessarily go with what is better. Find out what works for you. Do the research a little bit more, and you're gonna have to experiment. When you're doing this natural healing, guys, it's gonna be some experimentation based off what it is that you come in contact with. Because again, there's no one magical thing that's gonna work. When you're dealing with the healing of the body naturally, you have to be willing to spend enough other money that you're going to spend in order to find the combination of things that are going to work. Doesn't mean just because it's natural that it's going to work for your body. Many of our bodies have been destroyed you know what I mean, down to the core. And so it's going to take a lot of things. Also, it takes nutrition, it takes dieting, it takes fasting for some people. Some people are not able to fast. But the idea behind the idea behind fasting is this, guys. Fasting allows the body to destroy a lot of the dead things that are going on in the body are important. That are I got belches. Excuse me. I lost my train of thought on that one. Yeah, fasting allows the individual to its body to basically do what is called autophagy. Allows the body to eat up those dead things that are in the body that are poisoning the body. But at the same time, depending on what your other thing, what else is going on with the body, fasting may not be good for you until you get to a certain state. You may be too unhealthy to fast to a certain degree. So again, it's a balancing act, guys. It's a balancing act. It's much deeper than just, you know what I mean, being able to do one thing. First of all, again, you must understand what it is that you're consuming and what it is that you're drinking is likely causing the most damage to your body and my body. You understand what I'm saying? As for me, I can't eat a whole lot of things that are actually considered to be healthy, like chia seeds. Like I just had to put down the avocado, the guacamole, because of its negative effects on people who have kidney issues. So again, you have to find what it is that you're dealing with your body, and then you're gonna have to even navigate around certain foods that are considered healthy in general. What's up, Marilyn? What about coconut oil? Well, they say coconut oil is good. I utilize it to a certain degree. I haven't studied it over extensively, but again, it's not a miracle thing either. A lot of people you guys, we've been taught to jump on that miracle stuff real quick. You know what I mean? So you saying, Lemon, are you saying that for good health, we should all eat different diet or all eat natural diet? A natural diet. That's what I'm saying. Natural diet is best for overall. But what I am saying is some races, some ethnicities are more inclined to be able to get away with eating unnatural stuff than others are due to their ancestral history. This is a fact. You know what I mean? We are all different. And based on the climatic environment that your ancestors grew up in, the things that your ancestors did, if you are of a different race, or even if you're the same race in a different environment over centuries of years, that's going to determine whether or not your genes are going to be able to deal with what it is that you're consuming. What happens is the body adjusts. The body is adapting to everything that it is exposed to. Environment plays a key role in the body maintaining itself, in the body adapting to certain situations, and your genes are being passed down to you. So if you were a meat consumer, or your ancestors were meat consumers for hundreds of thousands of years or thousands of years, then you, being of that lineage, will have more of a inclination to be able to deal with this unnatural practice than an individual who, for thousands of years, their people didn't engage in the slaughtering and eating of meat. It's not going to happen in that way. You're going to respond differently because, again, of your ancestral connection to that people and the climatic environment that they grew up in and that they did the work of staying alive in. JD say, are you familiar with Dr. Morsis? If so, how do you feel about his probiotic products? No, I'm not familiar with him. I can look him up, but if his products are natural and he's basically in line with other herbalists, you know what I mean, you'll see some things overlapping with individuals. Therefore, you know, it may be good. I'm not familiar with him though. What's up, Marilyn McGee? What's going on? Yeah, so Marilyn McGee said that she started taking CMOS after I had recommended it, and she says that she sees a huge improvement in her skin and hair. And thanks for that. Like I said, guys, the CMOS is said to be powerful, especially for, like I said, skin, hair, connective tissues. Also, it's said to have 82 of the 92 of the 102 minerals that the body needs. So this is why CMOS is so powerful. Again, the CMOS, like many of the other herbs, tastes absolutely horrible. But again, you can capsulize it if you want to take the time to do so, or you can do it in like a little shot glass, which I try to do on a regular basis. You know what I mean? I've never heard of drinking baking soda for the body, guys. That's bona fide chicken. Anybody ever heard of that? Drinking baking soda for the body? Yeah, definitely. Just like when it comes down, yeah, you can disagree all you want to, Lemon, which is cool. I don't have no problem with you disagreeing. I agree, a natural diet is, but at the same time, you can be in denial all you want to, as far as us being the same biologically, physiologically, etc. The the study, the recommendations to certain things based off race is because we are different biologically and physiologically and chemically to a certain degree, depending on our race. So you can stay in your mode of you just think it's diet. That's cool. You're right in that aspect, but you are dead wrong when you think that we are not different. We look different because there is a difference. You understand what I'm saying? It ain't just happened. Again, people want to get stuck into that thing that difference is an issue. Difference is not an issue. Difference is a beautiful thing. You see it in nature. That's like saying all birds are the same. They birds. They are birds, but they're different birds. Some birds eat other birds. Yeah, so that's the thing right there. Yeah, so Style by Stephanie, I think that's your name. She says that she hadn't heard about drinking the baking soda. I would have to research that. I don't think I'm gonna be drinking no baking soda though. I'm just telling you the truth on that one. You know what I mean? I'm not drinking baking soda unless I find out that it is what it is and it's great for the body. But I don't think so. I don't think drinking baking soda is something that I want to do. But yeah, so again, guys, we're gonna start to wrap this up in a few minutes. You feel what I'm saying? But again, like I said, most of us we got to get away from this idea that difference, something wrong with being different. We're allowing those who come in now to try to justify certain behaviors, to try to eliminate uh, discrimination, which is bad, by saying that everybody the same. That's the foolish. That's foolery right there, guys. Real foolery. Nothing about us, as far as the totality of us, is the same. We are humans, but we are different individually. We are different as a race. We are different ethnicities. All this is impacted by several things. You understand what I'm saying? This is why the differences are manifested. If we were all the same, we would all be the same. Like nothing would be different about you and me. You understand what I'm saying? The totality of our being is the expression of the creator, in my opinion. So the differences are all a beautiful thing, but they have been used by individuals who are evil to make things that they want to do and practice. So therefore, those of you who are on that far left end that want to everything is even and equal throughout, this is not true. Not true at all. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, JD, our differences are beautiful. Our differences are beautiful. They have been abused by individuals who are, again, psychotic and neurotic. So this is why people want to eliminate difference. Like people say, I don't see skin. I don't see skin color. No, come on with that foolishness. You must be color blind for red. You see, well, I don't see male, female. Okay. Yeah, that sounds idiotic. You got to stop that foolishness. You got to stop that foolishness. All right, guys, my throat getting dry because y'all in here talking too much. Nah, I'm messing with you. I got to get on up out of here, guys. Your boy can't. Your boy, his throat is drying out. I'll be back. You guys have a beautiful day. Again, guys, go and check out the videos that I drop. I'll always be producing videos that have information in it. But again, I'm doing things a little differently as well. I'm going to be adding some comedy. I'm going to be adding some other things. For those of you who are not, inclined to have a laugh or that thing, you probably want to stay just with the videos that I produce, just the knowledge on. But that's not going to be all I do. Again, this is a business. As I said last night, I'm trying to grow this business. I'm trying to be able to do this and do the research and do the things, sell my products. Hopefully, my website will be up in the next 2 or 3 weeks, and make things happen in that way. Like any other individual, once you lock yourself into just being one way, then you're missing out on a whole lot of what life has to offer. That doesn't mean you got to engage in everything, but again, I'm a varied individual. My interest is far beyond just sitting here talking about herbs and nutrition. I love that. That's something that I incline to, but that's not who I am as a whole. I'm very, very versed as far as wanting to know and understand and engage in the activity of life. So I engage in a lot of things beyond just talking about nutrition, just talking about serious stuff. So we can have laughter, we can have certain things, and that's what I bring to the table. You understand what I'm saying? That's who I am. So at the end of the day, guys, you guys have a beautiful day. I'll probably be back again. I'm gonna start blowing up your feed on these lives, so you might catch me at different times. I did one this morning, and wasn't nobody in there, but I did it anyway because I just popped up on the scene. I'm just gonna be popping up, and if you get tired of hearing me talk, just go ahead and bounce on up out of there. Sending you peace and love. Nice talking to you as well, Lemmy. You have a beautiful day. Yeah, Lemmy, I'm saying the same thing. Natural food benefits all races. I'm telling you that naturally. No matter where you from, whether you were inclined to eat meat because of your ancestral and heritage, doesn't mean that meat is natural for the human physiology as a whole. Natural food is for all human beings. What we were saying, and I'm wrapping it up with this, what we were saying is this, that individuals are naturally inclined to tolerate certain things because they were exposed to certain things ancestrally over thousands of years, and the human body adjusts to what it is that it has been exposed to, trying to fight that which is killing it. So those individuals who have been exposed to certain things for a longer period of time that are unnatural to the human body, can fend that off a little bit better than others who are not. Therefore, there is a difference. But natural food is for the human body, not ancestral practices that were out of the necessity to stay alive. You understand what I'm saying? In that environment that was not conducive to producing fruit, vegetables year round. All right, guys, I'm sending you peace and love. You have a beautiful day. Thanks for joining me, guys. Give me a thumbs up. Circulate videos that I have, guys. I have a ton of videos. Let's get this ball rolling. Again, I'm making no bones about it. I'm trying to build a channel. I'm trying to make money while I share knowledge, share information, and kick it with you. All right. Yeah, Lemmy. We ain't gonna go back and forth on that, Lemmy. Natural food is the best food for all human beings. We agree, Lemmy. Peace.